Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Macedo is the best.
Okay, today I thought I'll share a strange, rather different video. And the video is about marriage. I thought I'll tell you the 5 drawbacks. The 5 drawbacks I find in my marriage. I'm not saying general marriage. I'm not saying other people's married life. My life. Because we normally tend to show only the happy. Like you see my baby photographs, you see my wife's photographs, you see our videos together, you think, oh wow, this is so amazing, it's so great. So, there is no relationship that is perfect. There are ups and downs. So I'll give you my 5 drawbacks of my marriage. And I'm pretty sure there'll be some points that will relate to you and some points that will not. Okay? So you tell me, what do you think in the comment section below? What do you feel? And yes, please, if you're watching the video, remember YouTube's algorithm. Like, share and subscribe and comment and press the notification icon and everything. Support my channel and come on, let's get to 100 billion subscribers. Having said that, let's proceed. How was that? That trailer is good? Okay, whatever. Alright. Not good at this. Okay, so the 5 drawbacks. In no particular order, I'll give the 5. The first one, the first massive drawback of getting married is money. Oh, where do I even start? Ayyo. If you see any South Indian movie, ayyo. Indians do that. Yes, no. So same way, your head will shake. I'll tell you, money just fucking goes. Money just bloody blows. It's like money comes in, poof. Money came in, poof. You put the money in the wallet, take one deep breath, and you look, poof, it's gone. I mean, and especially if you are a single, you're a person who's earning and they're depending on you. Fuck, money goes. See, for me, thankfully, my wife, I would say, I know it's a rather crude term, but my wife is cheap. Now what I mean by that, I don't mean it in a derogatory way. I'm thankful and grateful that she is cheap. Me, I'm Indian, anyway I'm cheap. She is mega cheap. What do I mean by that? She doesn't spend money on clothes, she buys second-hand cheap clothes. She doesn't spend any money on makeup. Oof. If you have had an expensive girl, trust me, you'll know how fucking expensive it is makeup. She doesn't demand anything other than just food. You will not believe, sir, there are some guys who are elder than me, 40, 50, 60. They said, your wife likes food. Here, take this as a donation. Take your wife and your baby for a dinner. And there are some people here, Loy, take this money for food. They think they're insulting. Actually, it's really kind of you. If you want to contribute, give. I've taken my wife to eat prawns. And the funny thing is, even though people have paid money to take my wife to eat outside, my wife says, instead of wasting that money, why don't you just buy some prawns? She likes shrimps. She cooks in the house. So if we would go out, we would spend $500. But if we end up eating at home, she can eat for 2-3 days, 4 days. That same shrimps. Shrimps is 1 kilo, 250 baht. That's roughly, I think, less than $10, $8 or $6, whatever. I buy her the shrimps. She's so happy. Oh God. I'm saying God. Imagine being an atheist. She is so overjoyed. She loves shrimps. And my baby, my baby likes spaghetti, which is microwavable. Spaghetti with white sauce and sausages, which is hardly 40 baht. Oh, my baby loves that. And then my baby eats a 10 baht pork and sticky rice, okay, which is barbecued. So I am so grateful I have a simple family. And then what I do is I give my money, give my wife. She has access to all the money. So I tell her, monthly take a salary for yourself based on how much we are earning, and keep it for yourself and for the baby and for the future. She obviously doesn't pay rent and this and that, and obviously should not pay. So, but even after all that, this is the crazy part. Even after all that, fuck man, money goes. Someone falls sick in the family, or the mother needs insurance, or you just don't know. But I'll tell you one thing, if you get married, be prepared. You're spending money for you, you're spending money for another person, and then if you have a kid, every kid is another human being in itself. And you're not only spending money for the day, you're saving money for tomorrow, and you're saving money for the future. So the first one is money. So the first biggest drawback is money. So what is the second drawback? Second drawback for me is privacy. Oof. There's absolutely no fucking privacy. Oof. You know, I'll give you an example. Now I get up right now, nowadays I get up at 4 o'clock. Without an alarm, I get up at 4. Okay. The reason I get up at 4 is it's quiet, it's silent. There's no noise, there's nothing. I'm so happy. I get up, I make my black espresso coffee. I sit there. I can keep the door open. I can walk in the house and it's clean, and so happy. And I can sit and focus on my work. And however, now see, I'm doing the video, so no disturbance. Once I go back, there is that TV is on sometimes. Baby is learning ABCD or studying, that loud music. My baby is shouting and screaming. My wife is chasing her. Dogs are barking. Everyone's becomes like a war zone. And then if I sit down and do my work, my baby is somewhere tuck, 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 knocking, because now she has learned knocking also. So I don't want to ignore my baby. I say yes. Again she'll knock. I say yes. Papa. Now she'll learn to say Papa. It is so cute. But at the same time, so irritating. Because anytime I want to, what? Papa? And she doesn't know anything beyond Papa. Sometimes she'll jabby. Something she'll say. A small baby. So I go open. The problem is the minute I open the door, she is not standing there to talk to me. She runs between my legs or pushes the door or runs inside. Runs inside and she likes my room. I don't know why. Maybe it's a forbidden room. Maybe my room has AC. Or maybe she likes to see cartoon on that 50-inch monitor. I bought her own TV, but she still likes to watch in mine. And then she'll drag my wife and she'll bring the pillow. Sometimes my baby brings a pillow and plonks the pillow, and she likes to sit as if it's a theater. And my wife has to sit with her, and my wife has to give her a massage while she watches. And then sometimes when there's a dinosaur dancing, and you've seen that video, no? She will dance, she'll make my wife dance, she wants me to dance. So privacy goes out of the window. Luckily for me, when my clients call and all that, she keeps the baby busy and she goes. So that is one. And the other thing is, the wife also wants to know what is happening, why you're sad, why you're upset, why you're this, why you're that. So privacy goes out of the window. Forget privacy, you'll never have privacy. I mean, the comedy is, I used to think even after having baby, I'll have my space, I'll have my thinking time, and forget it. And if you have your home as your office, goodbye to your privacy once and for all. Okay, the lucky thing is my wife and I trust each other 100%. So, she doesn't check my social media. I have all my passwords, she has all my passwords. Don't give a damn. And she doesn't check, I also don't bother. Okay, second one is privacy. That goes out of the window. Third one. Now this one I'm pretty sure 99% of the single, unmarried, bachelors and spinsters will say, which they don't want to give up. Freedom. Believe it or not, freedom goes out of the window. Now, what do I mean by this? I'm not talking of sex with other girls. If I want to have, trust me, I can have. My wife is, not that she wouldn't know, but she can't stop me. And seriously, I can do it. But I'm being honest with you, I just don't want to. And the reason for this is, first one is not a moral reason or spiritual reasons or loyalty, faithfulness. I'm more loyal to myself. I'm being honest with you. If I want to have sex, nobody can stop me. But the first one is the physical. You don't know if that female has STD. That's the first headache that you don't want to take. But even bigger than that is, what if this person starts making a mess out of your life, coming to your house, demanding, oh, I love you, I like you, oh, he had sex with me, and puts it on social media, and it was her agenda to blackmail. There's so many factors that come into play. You don't want this complication. Just for 5 minutes of your thing becoming hard and someone sucking on it, you might as well just go to a massage parlor for 5 minutes, get a hot girl, pay a little extra, pay $100, tell her to suck, swallow everything else and put it in every possible location of hers. And she doesn't know who you are, you don't know who she is. So, yeah. So, I'm not talking about, by the way, I'm not talking about that freedom. The freedom that I'm talking about is going out whenever you like, doing whatever you want. Like, for example, if I just wanted to travel around Thailand, I can't do it alone. Maybe I can bully my wife and say, no, listen, I'm doing it for work. But then she'll be sad, and then the baby will also, you think you have this responsibility of these two lives. And given the fact that my wife is nearly 15 years younger to me, she's still like a kid. Like she has not seen life the way I've seen. So even if I want to go out, even if I want to eat food, even if I always think, okay, what about my baby? My baby would have been so happy coming out. My wife would have been so overjoyed. Maybe she doesn't like to eat, but the very fact that I took her out, she's overjoyed. And whenever I plan out my day, I always think if I go a little early, my baby can go and play, in that children's play area. She'll be so happy there. So that thing is always back of the head, yeah. So you just plan out everything keeping the family in mind. That's why I've said no to some movie roles and TV interviews where they're actually ready to pay me. But then you begin to think, okay, the wife and all that. And yes, safety, because when you go with the family, you have to be careful and safe for your wife, wife and child. So that freedom goes away because you're thinking you're responsible for two other people's lives. Okay, that's number 3. Number 4. Okay, there is a Hindi saying. Okay, now this is, they say, they gar ki murgi dal barabar. What it means to say is the chicken in your house, when you eat a nice chicken dish, it is like eating nothing, tasteless vegetable or just ordinary dal or lentil. Now, chicken is a premium product for poor people. Lentil is a day-to-day thing. Now, why do they say this? What it means is, basically is, even if you have someone premium, the people with you will take you for granted. Now, in some ways, my wife doesn't take me so much for granted, but at times it does happen because, like they say in English, familiarity breeds contempt. Sometimes my wife is so silly. Oof. The stupidity is unbelievable. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to badmouth my wife. She's a young girl after all. But sometimes to make her do some things or make her understand is so hard. Like, but over here, I kind of remember how I was when I was her age. I was so stupid. I was even worse than her. She's actually 100 times better than me when I was, she was like, if I would have been her age. So that is what keeps me, okay, relaxed. But I'll tell you, like, for example, I'll give you a specific example so you understand. Like, if, for example, I want to spend on, let's say, a new technology that will make work better. Oh, why you want to buy this? So expensive. Why don't you save it for the house? It's like I have to literally explain to her like a child. Now, even though I'm earning, she's not earning. I have to still explain to her. Then sometimes the house is not clean. Sometimes she is lazy. Sometimes her mood is off. And the funniest part is when she gets angry with me. If I tell her, this is not clean, make sure this is all proper, she'll show like angry. Actually, to tell you a fact, before I used to get like, what the fuck? Like, I used to like, that kind of like, who the fuck are you? But now I've understood it's when you love someone, they will just take you for granted. The same thing with my baby, same thing with the wife. So many people call me, oh wow, Loy sir, you're so smart, you're this and that. But for my wife, yeah, my husband is smart. He's my husband, no? So that is another challenge I face. And sometimes I have to literally sit and explain to my wife why she has to do something, why she shouldn't do something. But at the end of the day, I'll tell you, I guess it's with everyone. You might be a big fan of some celebrity star or something and you might look up to them. But in their family, they're just normal people. And this happens with all of us. Our own family people take us for granted. Like for example, Satya Nadella or Elon Musk might be great outside, but to his family, he's just a normal person. This can prove to be a headache sometimes, especially when you're dealing with clients. But over the period of these 4-5 years, my wife has changed a lot. I mean, I'm nothing but impressed with her, And last, if not the least, I think, I would say it's the opportunity cost of being married. You're no longer single. So yes, there are days and times you just look back on your life and think, when I was single, I used to do this adventure, this life, this travel, this meeting new girls. It's not just for the question of sex, meeting new people, being crazy, going to the gym. You'll never get back those, I don't know whether the right word is the golden years, because having a child and wife is a blessing, a good one. A good spouse is a blessing in itself. But you always remember the younger days, the craziness, the adventure, the madness, the unpredictability, the restlessness, the recklessness. Those golden days. Like for example, just think about your school days. Do you miss your school days? Sitting in the classroom with the teacher, good morning teacher, good afternoon sir, all that shit. Your only tension was, your only stress was studying for the exam. Your health was so young. Oh, you could not sleep. You could party for days and days, then go to work and not sleep, and then again go to a party. And you miss your younger days. In the same way, after you get married, after the honeymoon phase is over, you'll always think of the younger days. And you'll look back and marvel at those days where you were a bachelor. So yeah, sometimes I do miss. Not that I miss it too much, but yeah, the crazy Loy Macedo, those days. But overall, in a nutshell, even though I've said these 5 drawbacks, if I evaluate Loy single versus Loy married, one other drawback, one other main drawback, let me give you this, I forgot, is once after you get married, it's not about you anymore. It's not, even though I've been privileged and lucky that my wife allows me to focus on my brand and myself first, but eventually you realize it's not all about you. After you get married and you're truly married and you truly are in love, it all becomes about your wife and especially your baby, because you're responsible for a new life. And you always think, if I die, I can't take my laptop, I can't take my brand, I can't take my iMac, I can't take the money, I can't take the car. You'll just go alone in that coffin, 6 feet down under or burnt. So what do you leave back? You leave back these people. So your entire life is based on a legacy for them, So it's no longer about you. So having said all these points, if I were to evaluate both, what would I say? Which one is better? I would just conclude and tell you that each one has its own plus and minuses. There's nothing like if you marry, it's wow. Or there's nothing like if you're single, it's even better. No. it depends from personality to personality. And I always tell people not everyone's meant to get married, whether guy or girl. There are some people who are better off single. And then there are some people who are better off married. Then there are some people who are better off getting married early. And then there are some people getting off married late. For me, with all the ups and downs, I think my life has gone perfectly the way it should have. So what would I recommend? Would I recommend for you to be married or single? I would say just like it's like asking me which is better, Windows or Apple. All I would tell you is it's your preference. It's your usage. An Apple fanboy would tell you Apple is the best in the world. Windows will tell you you're fucking nuts. The amount of money you pay there, you can get 10 times faster than, or at least 5 times faster for the same price. But then the Apple guy will say the ecosystem, the lack of being hacked and this and that, and the perks and benefits and speed. And Windows guy will say, I can get the same, it's only tweaking it. So in the same way, I'll just tell you that there are pluses and minuses in everything. You just have to evaluate for you. For me, at 40, the decisions I took of getting married were without a doubt, especially to this girl, was one of the best things I could ever do in my life. Today I'm a more grounded guy, I'm a more responsible guy, much more mature, which I would never have been had I not been married, and especially after having the kid. Oh fuck, the ball game changes. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Which point do you think was the craziest? Does it apply to you? Or if you're single, do you think these are valid points? I love to hear your thoughts. This is me signing off. You guys take care.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Macedo is the best.